I came to Camp Arthur. I was still alone, no rangers here, not even turned. At least I have a car. I hope the others left for the HQ. I will have to go there. They must be alive. I'm still breathing. Why shouldn't they? I thought I will be okay. I couldn't be more further from the truth. I woke up late, 8:30 on a watch. I ate the last of the bacon, cold, but it was still tasteful. It could be much worse than cold bacon. Grabbed the duffel bag, bat in one hand, head on, always the hat. The house was still, same as the rest of the place. I moved without saying a word, no one left to say it to. The last building stood untouched. A community workshop maybe, for kids. Took a while to open the window. Inside, paint-stained floors, short chairs, dust. Too quiet, like something still lingering in the corners. I didn't stay long, there was nothing useful left, just ghosts. Outside again, 2 more sheds, public bathrooms too. I checked the first shed. One sat inside. Then the noise drew another. Dropped before they got close. Blood on the wood, blood on the bed. I didn't think twice. The bathrooms were locked. Final building, stripped bare, emptiness confirmed. Back to the kitchen, cleared the fridges, cooked everything. All the meat. Had to be used before it rots. I ate one of the steaks from yesterday. It was cold. Didn't matter. Better than starving like a few days ago in the camp. Then I stepped outside. I tried the car again, still dead, no surprise. Fuel was the answer, fuel was my ticket out of here. I set out towards the trunk I had stashed the gas in. Not far, just heavy. A full can in the reach of my hands, I felt the weight of opportunity and the risk. On the way there, 2 Zs. Took the gas can, on the way back 2 more, they didn't get close. The bad nature of that. I moved like a tool being used, no emotion, no pause. It's starting to feel a little bit more normal. Back at the car, poured the fuel in. The sound of it gludging into the tank felt like a hoe with a teeth. Emptied the can, tossed it into the trunk, went back inside, then I heard it. Banging. From inside the bathroom. 1 Z. I had slept here with a Z sealed inside of the walls. I hadn't cleared it. Amateur mistake, the kind that gets people killed. I handled it fast, but the adrenaline didn't let go right away. Washed my hands, face, clothes, again, trying to scrub the blood off. Just as I started to feel clean, banging on the side door. Another Z, of course. I dealt with it. I always do. But I was starting to understand something I didn't want to admit. The longer I survive, the more I start to expect the world to interrupt. Even my peace comes with a blood stain. I finally sat down at 14:10. TV was whispering static in the background. Back down, bed still in the hand. I didn't even notice I hadn't put it away. Ate a cold steak, pick up the car mechanics book, flip pages like I was cramming for a test I wasn't going to take. Pops would have called it late learning. He was right, again. I needed to make sure I can fix the car if something happens. The show was old, survival basics mostly, but I watched it anyway. The voice felt like someone was talking, like someone was still alive. I stayed up past midnight reading. Maybe it was the quiet, maybe it was the fear of what's coming next. I didn't want to admit how safe this place felt, or how rare that feeling was, but I had a task that had to be done. I crashed on the couch again. Early morning, fog outside, low and heavy. How can I drive in this? Whatever, I can manage. I put the gear on, duffel bag, canteens, weapons. Slipped the badge into my pocket. Doesn't mean much now, but it's mine. I'm not ready to let it go. Went down, filled the canteen, and went to the car. Ate a steak before I started the engine. It turned over on the first try. Felt like luck, or maybe mercy. I told myself I was ready to move on. I wasn't sure that was true. There was a small gas station nearby, maybe it still works. I could top off my car, worth checking it out. I quickly maneuvered around the crashed cars and through the curvy roads. Arrived to a main road in no time. Gas to the floor. No, I have no extra time. A horde. I slammed the brakes, hit the edge of it. 20 of them, maybe more. Stretched across the road like a blockade made of rot. Wheels fought through the gravel. Managed to swing around and push past the edge. My hands were steady, my stomach wasn't. They almost had me. That's the truth. I could be dead. The rest of the road blurred by until the gas station came into view around 9:10. Another car sat parked near the pumps. Pulled up to the stand. Yes, it still works. Fill the tank, first real win in a while. Fill the can too. Tuck it into the passenger seat. The trunk was full. Now it felt like a momentum. Tried the store doors, locked. Circled back, one that met me. Quick swing, gone. Climbed through a side window into a small flat. Quiet, the kind of quiet that feels too still. Grabbed what food I could, but the place was walled off from the shop. No direct access. I had to go outside again. Front window smashed easy. The sound was jarring, louder than the world around it. Found snacks, matches, and a hose, good for siphoning gas. Grabbed tools, eggs, burritos, some pastry. Every shelf held something small but valuable. Another Z started banging on the window outside. I watched it for a second. It didn't matter. I ran out of a main door, started the car, and drove away. Left it there, screaming at the past. The road opened, trees thinned, highway ahead. Time to go to Deerhead's Lake HQ. Met few workers here and there. The road was long. I would walk this too long to get there in time. It was long even for a drive. Now the thoughts started to kick in. Doubt, fear, uncertainty. What if no one will be there? What if I'm alone? What the hell are all of these thoughts anyway? I need to focus on my goal, and if I found no one, I have to have a plan. Maybe back to Akron, visit Pops and check on my trailer, visit Lisa's farm, or maybe to Falls Lake. What if Tommy went for his wife and kids? Yeah, he probably did, right? I would go too. If nothing, the HQ should have gear and a lot of it. Hunger groaned, pulled over, ate a cold piece and the last steak. Didn't bother leaving the car. Then I moved on. A police cruiser on the road, two Z's in uniform nearby. They didn't stand a chance. The bat worked fast. One had keys, one had a bulletproof vest. I took both. Strange stripping down a badge, but they didn't need it anymore. I did. Another Zed wandered up, dealt with it. Inside the cruiser, a few rounds of ammo and shells bandolier. Grabbed everything I could carry, hit the road again. Drove past a place I remembered, Matt Den's den. Anything you could need for a house was there. Bought my couch there, and some other things. Now, it just looked like another tombstone. Every sign told me I was close. The forest thickened. I could feel it, the edge of something, the point where the hope ends and truth begins. The forest opened and I saw them, dozens, maybe more. Zeds clustered across a gas station lot like a broken crowd waiting for a sermon that would never come. My chest sank before my foot hit the brake. I kept driving, couldn't stop, couldn't take that fight. This was a wall of death. How could anyone survive this? Kept driving, but I missed the turn. The numbers threw me off. Backtracked fast. I remembered this road. It was burned in my memory like a brand. I knew it led to the HQ. Drove through here way too many times, and I remembered something else. A house at the edge of the woods. Plan B. It was 1600. Light wouldn't last long. I found the house right where it should have been, 5 Zs nearby. The bed moved like a memory, precise, familiar, deadly. The front door was locked. The kitchen window gave a little pressure, slid through, landed on little. House was quiet, empty, clean, and safe. Check the tool shed behind it. Checkpot, pliers, duct tape, nails, and a half-mask respirator. Might not matter now, might save my life later. Either way, I kept it. If the others are still alive, they will wait until tomorrow. I dropped my gear, set the bed down for the first time in hours. Closed the window behind me. No more surprises today. I have learned my mistake, hopefully. Bathroom, wash basin, mirror. Washed the blood off my face. The killing started to feel less strange and wrong, but the blood. I washed it away alongside with the rest of the guilt. Closed too. Let the water turn pink and circle in the drain. Then came the knock. Back door, Zed. Always when I'm clean. I will stink like them in a month. Grabbed the bat, stepped outside, circled around. Handled it. It was fast, efficient, like I'd done it 100 times, because I did. Back inside, cook up a pork chop. Found a jacket and wardrobe, green canvas, tight wave, a heavy, but it felt right. I have put it on, sat down, ate slow. The room was still. For once, I didn't feel like a prey. Having a dinner in a peace was nice. I had time to think about the others, about Tommy, about Lisa, and I should have said something or do something. I did lose my balls or what? I will still have a chance. They are alive, I'm sure. Or maybe I'm just lying to myself. Later I headed to the bedroom, took off the hat, the boots, even a jacket. Left on the pants and shirt. That's all I needed. Read the reloading guide I'd found earlier. dry stuff, but it settled my nerves. I thought learning some shooting skills would come handy. It took me away from doubts and from grim thoughts. Clock said 22:40. The sheets were cold, the silence was real. At least I could feel a little bit safe. Didn't. But for the first time in days, I slept like I was dead.